Sylvia Plath, the name which really resonates in everyone's heart because this name gives a clear picture of the modern society. Today, in this video, we are going to discuss the famous poem of Sylvia Plath, and the name of the poem is Applicant, The Applicant. And this poem was first composed in 1962 on 11th of October. So 11th of October 1962 is the date of the composition when Sylvia Plath composed this poem, and in this poem she gave the beautiful depiction of the commercialism. We all know that commercialism is a term which is heavily used in our modern day time, and it is of course really connected with our business paraphernalia. In our TV ad, in our advertisement, we most often see the commercialism. So commercialism is a term which has been given a beautiful depiction in this poem. And here we must have to remember that in this poem, applicant, an interviewer is taking an interview of an applicant, and the applicant has applied for something which I just want to open whenever I am going to discuss this poem. So, without wasting much more time, we are just going to discuss this poem, The Applicant. But one request I want to make to all of you, like if you find anything beneficial for all of you after watching this video, then please subscribe and share it. And I also request you to share along with your friends so that they can come into the ethnicity, into the periphery of this channel, and they can have a beautiful glimpse of this poem, The Applicant. And I assure you that if you watch the entire video from beginning till end, you will be quite self-sufficient, quite self-reliant to understand the poem easily. And here I am going to discuss the poem line by line, and I will also illustrate this poem in a very layman's term, and it will really be beneficial to all of you. And the term which I will use, the language which I will use in this video will be quite simple one. I don't know how much this video will be, but keep patience to watch this video, and this will really help you. So now let's begin the poem, The Applicant. First, are you our sort of a person? Do you wear a glass eye, false teeth, or a crutch, a brush or a hook, rubber breast or a rubber crotch? So this is the first four line, and here we just see that a person is asking some question to another one, and this person who is speaking or who is asking or who is questioning is actually the interviewer, and just opposite side of the bench there is the interviewee or the person who have applied. I just will use the word applicant. So just at the opposite of the bench there is the applicant, and the interviewer is asking first. That means he just asking at the very first, are you our sort of a person? So the speaker is asking that if the applicant is like ourself means we the persons. Here the interviewer is actually the representative of the entire society, and he is asking the applicant that are you uh, our sort of a person, are you the person who are just like us? Do you wear a glass eye, false teeth, or a crutch? The speaker is again asking that do you wear a false teeth or a glass eye? Glass eye means the artificial eyes which don't have actual power to watch, or a crutch. The crutch means a tool that is usually used under a arm for moving from one place to another. If you see any kind of handicapped person, you can see the use of scratch. Usually, it is made of wood or aluminium. or a brush or hook, rubber breast or a rubber scotch. And the interviewer again asking, or a brush or hook, do you use a brush or a hook or rubber brush, or do you have a rubber breast or a rubber scotch? Scotch is the part of the body from where our two legs bifurcated. So it is the genital position, it is the sex organ position. So here the speaker is trying to become quite quite confident whether the applicant use a rubber breast or a rubber scotch. It is the indication of the sexual activities, whether the applicant will be able to intercourse with the women or with any other female figure. But we will of course come to the point later whenever this poem will progress on. So here rubber breast is the indication that sensitive breast which is lifeless, which can't give proper feeling. Rubber scrotch means the scrotch or the sexual organs which don't take part in reproductive process. Stitches to say something's missing. Then the interviewer is again asking the applicant that do you have any kind of stitches, any kind of cut mark to show something is missing, like some inner organ, whether it is kidney or stomach or anything else had been taken out from your body. So can you show me any kind of stitches in your body? No, no. Then how can we give you a thing? Then interviewer is himself answering, no, what you tell? No, no, it's okay. Then how can we give you a thing? Then tell us, how can we give you a thing? If you don't match with the criteria that I have mentioned to all of you, the interviewer is actually saying that if you don't have all the criteria like I have mentioned you, so how can it be possible for all of us to give you a thing? So here the thing is the word which has been deliberately used by the speaker. It seems to us that the speaker, the interviewer, is a great salesman and he is trying to sell something to the applicant. Stop crying, open your hand. Then the applicant began to cry, and after watching the emotional outburst, the speaker, the interviewer says that stop crying. Interviewer asked that applicant to stop crying and ask him to stop first your crying and then open your hand. And then the interviewer is asking the applicant that you should open your hand and let me see what is there in your hand. Empty, empty there. Here is a hand to fill it and willing to break teacup. So your hand is empty. Empty here is a question mark, which is actually means that the speaker, interviewer is willing to become much more confirm about the decision. So the interviewer is asking empty, like means that he is trying to get confirmation whether his hand is empty or anything is there. And then the word empty is used, and here we can see full stop. Then the speaker says that okay, it's okay, it's empty, no problem. Here is a hand to fill it. So whenever your hand is empty, we can give you a hand to fill it. So here we can see that both the hands are joining together, and the hands of the applicant and the hands of another one that the interviewer is joining together. That means that actually here the hand is of a woman, and whenever both the hands are joined together, it means that they are getting married and willing to break teacups and to roll away headaches and do whatever you tell it. The speaker, interviewer is affirming the applicant that this hand will bring teacups and do whatever you tell. Even you ask to uh, put a balm on your head, then she will surely do, and as a result, your headaches will go out. Will you marry it? It is guaranteed. The speaker is saying that will you marry it? Here it is the indication of women, but just notice here Sylvia Plath has used the word it instead of the women, and it is a denigration of women. And we all know that in commercialism, women are most often uh, considered as a commodity. They are not considered as a true human being. In our day-to-day life, in our hoardings or advertisement, we most often see that women are most often considered as a mere commodity. So therefore, in every commercial places, we see women, and we see the beautiful women to attract the attention of the customers. So the speaker says that will you marry it? Will you marry it? Will you marry this girl? So after joining the hands together, the speaker, the interviewer is saying that will you marry it? It is guaranteed to thump shut your eyes at the end and dissolve of sorrow. I guarantee that whenever you will marry this girl, whenever you will marry this woman, so what will happen? Now your all kind of sorrow will dissolve away. These women will do everything. These women will shut your eyes at the end, and these women will dissolve your sorrow and will help you in every way. We make new stocks from the salt. So this is another line which is very much crucial, and I think that we need to pay our attention in this line. So here we often see enjambment. Enjambment means the line is the indication of another thing. Whenever the applicant is watching the beautiful girl, then the interviewer, the speaker is saying that we make a new stock from the salt. From the salt means from the essential or day-to-day lives to more important things. The interviewer is showing the applicant the entire stock of his showroom, and says the applicant that we make new stock from the salt. We the seller, the seller, representative of society, stock everything, every essential genius you can get from here. I notice you were stark naked, and then the attention shift from the stock of the showroom to another aspect of the physical stature of the applicant. I notice you were stark naked. The speaker says that he noticed that the applicant is stark naked. How about this suit? Then the speaker displays a suit address and then ask the applicant what is your opinion about this suit? Is it good for you or is it bad for you? Just look into the condition of the suit. Black and stiff, but not a bad fit. So this suit is a black and stiff, and it will surely fit your body, your physical stature. Will you marry it? Then the speaker again shifts his attention from the suit to the girl and ask the applicant whether he will marry the girl. It is waterproof, shatterproof, proof against fire and bombs through the roof. Then again, the shift changes from the women to the sweet one, the dress one. The interviewer is saying that this sweat is waterproof and shatterproof, and it will save you, it will keep you safe from fire and even from the bombs which are thrown over the roof. So it will surely save you. Believe me, they will bury you in it. The speaker says that the sweat is quite durable and true to his knowledge. If the speaker die, true to his knowledge, if the applicant die, this sweat can be used to bury him. So this sweat is quite durable, and this sweat will save the body of the applicant from every kind of hazardous element, be it fire or bedroom. Now your head, excuse me, is empty. I have the ticket for that. Then the interviewer is saying that now your head, excuse me, is empty. The speaker says that your head is empty. Your power of thinking is now void, totally void. I have the ticket for that, and for your head, I have a ticket, I have a chance that I want to give you. Come here, sweetie, out of the closest. Then the interviewer asked the beautiful girl who was still then displayed to the applicant. The interviewer is asking that girl, sweetie, and request her to come out from that closet, from the place where she has been still then. Well, what do you think of that? Then the speaker, the interviewer is asking the applicant, what is his opinion about this beautiful girl. Naked adds paper to start. This is another line, and this is indication of sexual aggression. The speaker is saying that look into the physical stature of the girl. She is naked as paper. So in paper, in polished paper, we most often see the picture of naked models, and they are very much attractive. They are very much seductive, and they are so much alluring that the onlooker tries to rape her. So similarly, here we can see that the woman is totally naked as paper. So it is scintillatingly beautiful, and the applicant can start anew to rape her. So can abuse her, can do any kind of physical relation with the beautiful woman. But in 25 years, she will be silver, in 50 gold. A living doll everywhere you look. So here we need to see the another meaning of the line. But in 25 years, she will be silver. Here she means the women whom the applicant is going to marry. So here we can see that actually the interviewer is working as a seller, and he is in fact selling a beautiful girl to a man. So here you can imagine the condition, the pathetic condition of the women that were prevalent in the 1960s when Sylvia Plath wrote this poem. I think that this condition was still now prevalent in our society. In our society, there is dowry system, and we sell the women to men as if they are merely a commodity, and so that's why still now the giving and taking custom is still there in our society. The interviewer is saying that, but in 25 years he will be silver. Silver means the change of the hair color. So here, after 25 years, whenever the applicant will use this women, and gradually her color will be changed. Gradually, her skin will get changed. Gradually, the color of hair will be silvery in 50 gold, and whenever she will be 50, then her complexion will be just like gold. So the fair complexion will be dimmed down. A living doll everywhere you look. Then the speaker then the speaker diverts the attention of the applicant to another aspect by displaying to him a living doll everywhere you look. So there is actually living doll means the beautiful girl. So everywhere in that showroom there are many beautiful girls. It can sew, it can cook, it can talk. The interviewer is asserting that the living doll, the women can sew. Whatever you give to sew, she will sew it. Whatever you give to cook, she will cook, and even she can talk. Just look the use of the word talk thrice. Actually, the women becomes quite repartee, quite resourceful and quite talkative. So therefore, the speaker has used the word thrice talk. It works. There is nothing wrong with it. Then the interviewer says that look into the physical condition of this woman, of this girl. She is nothing. There is nothing wrong with it. Look into the physical condition of the women. There is nothing wrong with it. If you look the entire perspective of the women, you can see that there is nothing wrong. There is no bad condition in, there is no bad mechanism in the women. You have a whole, it is a politics. So the speaker is saying to the applicant that you have a hole and it is a poultry, so your hole can be bombed over, your hole can be given a certain kind of balm to produce coolness. You have an eye, it is an image. So the speaker saying that the applicant has a beautiful eye, and with the help of the eye he can merely portray a beautiful image of beautiful women. My boy, it is your last resort. Then the speaker is clearly saying that, clearly asserting the applicant who is just like a boy. It is your last resort. Look into the women. This woman, if you marry, will be your last resort. She will always be with you. She will always help you in every aspect of your life. Will you marry it? Marry it, marry it. Then the speaker is saying that will you marry it? Marry it or marry it. So it is your last resort. If you like to marry, so please marry it, marry it, marry it. So this is the very way of commercialism, of using three time the same phrase, the same word, marry it, marry it, marry it. If we go into train or buses, we also see such type of seller who use the same word thrice. So I think that after going through this video, you will be able to understand the every perspective of this poem. If you find anything beneficial from this poem, so I just request you to subscribe this channel and share it. And don't forget to share and subscribe. Thank you all for watching this video, and thank